Have you ever wondered why Tangem does not want you to use a seed phrase? Why should you go with Ledger instead of Tangem? And what are their drawbacks? I was curious about that too. So in this video comparison, we'll dive into security, user experience, coin support, and more of these two wallets, and we'll find out which one is safer, discuss use cases each of these wallets is suitable for, and decide which is the better option as your first hardware wallet. And with that being said, let's get started. But first things first, let's take a closer look at what we get in the box with each device, and let's start with Tangem. The wallet comes in a solid black box with the security seals on it, and inside we have the Tangem cards themselves. Depending on the package you bought, you get a set of 2 or 3 cards. There is also some paperwork in the box, and that's it. Since Tangem doesn't use a seed phrase and doesn't have a battery inside, you don't need anything else to use the wallet. It's a very minimalistic kit. And now let's see what Ledger has for us. Ledger also has a pretty fancy packaging. Inside we have the device itself, made of plastic with a metallic cover. Next there is a small folder with recovery sheets, where you need to write down your 24-word seed phrase. After that a keychain strap to hang Ledger as a keychain. And lastly, a high-quality USB-A to USB-C cable for connecting, setting up and using the device. The Ledger kit looks a bit nicer, but it's important to remember that Ledger wallets can be connected to a desktop or Android via cable, so the cable in the kit is a must. Tangem, on the other hand, works only with the mobile devices. By the way, you have a chance to get a brand new Tangem or Ledger absolutely for free. I am doing a giveaway in this video, so just subscribe to the channel, and after watching this video, write in the comments which of these wallets you'd like to get for yourself and why. And when we hit 2000 subscribers on the channel, I'll choose one random comment and order the winner a brand new hardware wallet. So just subscribe to the channel, write which wallet you'd like to get and why, and yeah, let's move on. What do you think? Which of these devices will last longer? Tangem cards are protected by the IP68 standard and are resistant to dust, water and high temperatures. So you can store your backup cards anywhere, even in the freezer behind the ice cubes. Tangem is also resistant to X-rays, electromagnetic pulses and electrostatic discharge, so you don't have to worry about your wallet while traveling. X-ray at the airport won't damage the key to your digital treasure. Basically, because Tangem is just a chip plus an NFC antenna, it makes Tangem cards almost unbreakable. Tangem itself guarantees that their wallets will work for at least 25 years. On the other hand, Ledger has the shape of a USB stick and includes sensitive electronic components inside. So Ledger is not waterproof and you need to keep the device away from water and moisture. Personally, I keep all my wallets in Ziplocs, just in case. But just like with Tangem, you can take Ledger with you to the airport and other places where you need to go through security control, without worrying that X-ray or electromagnetic fields will damage the device or the chip. Both devices have a security chip inside certified to EAL5 Plus standard, but which one is safer? Look, Tangem uses the chip from Samsung and Ledger uses the chip from ST Microelectronics. Both chips are used in the production of passports, ID cards or bank cards. The chip inside Ledger operates on its own BOLOS operating system, which makes sure that no one can access the wallet without your permission, aka until you confirm any action by pressing the keys. Even the applications you install in the wallet only have access to the memory space they are installed on. The private key itself is stored in a separate, super secure offline environment and never interacts with the online space. Essentially, BOLOS is a security shell around the private key. Tangem doesn't have fancy names for its operating system, however, its chip also operates on its own software, but with slightly different principles. When using Tangem, you don't install separate applications for crypto. Tangem doesn't connect to any device and it's not updatable. Basically, at the chip level there is no possibility to export the private key, and the card is itself an encrypted offline storage. So to make a transaction it's physically necessary to bring the card to the phone. It's important to note that neither Ledger nor Tangem chip software is open source. However, both brands have independent security audits. Kudelski Security and Risker audited Tangem, while Ledger works with Kudelski IoT and Quarks Lab, auditing each Ledger's application separately. So it's practically impossible to measure objectively which of these wallets is safer, since they are not fully open source. Ultimately, it all comes down to which brand you trust more. Anyway, the most vulnerable point in the security of a hardware wallet is not in its internal components. You see, during the setup of any crypto wallet, a private key is generated, which, using the BIP39 algorithm, transforms into a human-readable seed phrase. However, Keeping a paper with 24 words in an open form is also vulnerability, agree? And here we have one of the most significant fundamental differences between these wallets. Ledger uses a battle-tested approach, generating a seed phrase as a guarantee that you and only you own the wallet. During the setup of a Ledger wallet, you need to write down these 24 words, which are generated directly on the device, displayed only on its small screen, and never leave the offline environment we discussed earlier. This way you can be sure that your seed phrase is stored only inside the device and on paper. But it's not all that simple. With the introduction of Ledger recovery feature, people started questioning the possibility of a seed phrase leakage. You see, if you're afraid of losing your 24 words, Ledger provides a service, Ledger Recover, where you can encrypt your seed phrase, break it into 3 parts, and store it with third-party security companies. For this, you just need to pay $9.99 per month, link your wallet to KYC, and give your explicit consent to do so in the wallet. However, this feature has raised concerns among the crypto community, as Ledger previously claimed that the private key cannot leave the secure element. This turned out to be possible if you give your permission to do so in the wallet, and all it boils down to trusting or not trusting the company. I still believe that Ledger is secure, as they have been operating since 2014 without a single hack, and I don't think they are planning to scam the entire crypto community. But at the same time, if you have significant amounts in crypto, you can't trust Ledger blindly, so I think it makes sense to diversify risks and have several brands of hardware wallets. It's like that old saying, don't put all your eggs in one basket. Tangem decided to go a different way in setting up the wallet. There are 3 setup options to choose from, but the preferred one is without seed phrase generation. So when activating the card, tapping into the phone initiates the generation of private keys, using the hardware random number generator inside the chip. And afterwards, these private keys are cloned onto other backup cards, using the Diffie-Hellman key exchange protocol. You can read about this protocol on the internet. It's a foundational protocol in cryptography that's been around for almost 50 years, so it's secure. This way you get 2 or 3 encrypted backup cards protected by an access code, but you have no idea what your seed phrase is, and basically you don't need it. The advantages of this approach are that no one can exploit your seed phrase, cause it's only stored on the cards, and you can even give one of your backups to a trusted person for safekeeping, cause the card is useless without knowing the access code. Tangem believes that this approach is much safer than using 12 or 24 words, cause having the key in readable form is a potential vulnerability. Therefore, they don't encourage you to use the seed phrase, and they don't want the keys to exist anywhere except inside the backup cards. But it's important to mention that if you still want to know your private key, there are 2 alternative setup options for Tangem. The first one allows you to generate the private key from 12 words directly on the phone and import it into the wallet. The second one lets you generate the private key anywhere, be it on Google or on Ledger, and import that key into Tangem. So with Tangem and Ledger, we have 2 fundamentally different approaches to storing private keys, each with its own nuances. Seed phrases are secure but very fragile and require extremely careful storage in safe places. Backup cards are more durable, can be safely stored with friends, but you only have 3 chances to lose the wallet. Although 3 save points are quite a lot in the world of crypto. Usually you have only 1 mistake or you have lost all your funds. So then, in which use cases we should go with Ledger, and when should we use Tangem, and which is the better option for beginners to choose as their first hardware wallet? Well, both Tangem and Ledger support almost all known tokens and coins, so you're not limiting yourself in terms of asset storage by choosing one brand over the other. There are specific cases when, for example, Caspa and Chia are supported on Tangem but not supported on Ledger. However, the list of supported coins is constantly updated, so if you have doubts about whether your coin is supported or not, it's better to visit the official websites of Tangem or Ledger and double check if your assets are supported. Also, the official website is the best place to buy an original wallet. By using these QR codes or the links in the description below, you can go to the official websites and order 100% authentic wallets. And if you subscribe to the channel, you can get a 10% off on any Tangem order using the promo code Mikita. So now let me share my experience with these devices. I've been using Tangem for almost 6 months now and Ledger for 3 years, and here's how I use each wallet. I see Ledger as a deposit box. It's big, it's time tested, it's safe, but no one carries a safety deposit box around. So personally, I have Ledger serving as a wallet for my most valuable assets. I never use DeFi on Ledger, just send and receive crypto. This way, I'm confident that my crypto is safe, and if something bad happens, I can take my seed phrase, enter it into another wallet, and quickly move my funds. So for long-term storage, I don't see any downsides to Ledger except for that controversy with Ledger Recover. Tangem, on the other hand, I see as a credit card, obviously, and since I get Tangem, I don't keep stablecoins on Ledger anymore. Also, all assets that I'm going to keep for less than 6 months are stored on Tangem, cause I take my wallet with me almost always, and I can quickly buy or sell assets, send something to the exchange, connect my wallet to DeFi applications, and so on. So, if you need access to your crypto fast and on the go, you tend to lose things such as seed phrases, or you're just a beginner who is still figuring out the world of crypto and worried about storing the seed phrase, Tangem is a no-brainer in this case. With 3 backup cards, it's simply impossible to lose or forget access to your wallet. I even gifted Tangem to a friend of mine who recently started actively using crypto, cause I really think this is what is suitable for newcomers and casual crypto investors. Now you know all the pros and cons between Tangem and Ledger, but if you still feel like you haven't figured it out yet, I suggest watching this video about Tangem or this one about Ledger. There I go over crucial questions about each of these wallets that people usually don't understand or get completely wrong. So click here or here and see you in the next video.